welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you my chicken and potato soup. This is one of my favorite recipes when it is cold out or if anybody's not feeling well, and it is so quick to make in the Instant Pot. We are using a whole chicken, which fits in my 6-quart pot. If you want the link to the one that I bought it off Amazon, and I'll have that down in the description. I will also have linked my 10 Easy Instant Pot Dinners ebook, so if you want to get the recipes, this one included, you can find that there, and it's an ebook, so you can look through everything from your phone. So far the response has been so nice, and I hope you guys are loving the recipes, and I'd love to see them, so feel free to tag me on Instagram. My Instagram will be down below. Anyways, let's go ahead and first get started with the potatoes. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on our pot. I'm just gonna hit the saute button really quick because I like to get my pot heated up as quickly as possible and expedite the process. Now I'm adding 1 cup of water to the inner pot and then also the little trivet. You can make this recipe with either potatoes, or you could also do noodles, like throwing in egg noodles at the end. For me, I just love the potatoes in a chicken soup. It adds something special, and also trying to avoid pastas a little bit too, so I like to do potatoes. Now, one thing that I should mention when you are making any kind of soup in the Instant Pot, you do have to be a little bit careful of your starches. So any kind of pastas or potatoes, you do want to be a little bit careful so that it doesn't cause like a frothy explosion when you're doing your quick release on the Instant Pot. So we are cooking our potatoes ahead of time. Nice thing about this is you could definitely cook your potatoes like the night before or just have leftovers, and then you can throw them in at the end, just so long as they're cooked pretty well before. So what I'm doing right now is chopping up our potatoes. I'm just gonna do nice hearty pieces, and then we are going to toss those all in, and we're gonna pressure cook for about 3 minutes. I'm leaving the skins on for my potatoes. I think, you got a lot of vitamins and minerals in your potatoes when you do it that way, and I kind of like how it adds a little bit of texture to the soup too. There we go. So by the time I've got 3 potatoes chopped in there, I'm already starting to see some like steam coming up. So it definitely does help you get to pressure faster when you go ahead and hit the saute button in the beginning. I am a mom of 4, so everything is about speed and efficiency for me. So I just went ahead and I canceled that saute, and we're only gonna cook these for about 3 minutes. And make sure your pressure valve is set to sealing. We're gonna let those do their thing, and we're gonna get to chopping the rest of our ingredients for the soup. So I've got 3 rinsed carrots here. Just gonna chop the ends off. And really you can do these, you can chop them to whatever size your family prefers. There's not really one size, one size you have to do. But I like to do a pretty hearty chunk, kind of like the potatoes, about that same size. Grab my celery, I almost forgot to grab it. All right, I've got 3 stalks of celery. I'm gonna go ahead and dice up this onion, and we're also gonna be adding 8 cloves of garlic. I'm a big fan of garlic, if you couldn't tell. But I have to tell you guys, one of my favorite Instant Pot accessories has got to be my garlic press, and I just ordered a new one. It's not here yet. It's killing me that it's not here yet because I'm so excited about it. But this garlic press, it is so cool because not only are you able to just peel the garlic, and it does all of the mincing for you, and I think it extracts the flavor better than if I were to mince it because it's a press. Anyways, not only does it do that, but also it is basically self-cleaning because you can push it one way and then it presses the garlic through, flip it around the other way, and then it presses like the peel back out. So super easy to clean, and I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, I don't even have it yet, but I'm pretty stoked. It should be here any day now though. I ordered it on Amazon and I got Prime, of course. So once it's here and I can confirm its amazingness, I'll go ahead and link it in the description for you guys. I know some people like to use the pre-chopped, like pre-minced garlic, the kind you can get in the refrigerator in those little glass jars. But I just feel like it doesn't have the same like freshness. I think it's something about how it's preserved, like there's a preservative in there, and it just never tastes quite the same as like freshly pressed garlic. I sound like a garlic connoisseur, but I don't know, I just think it makes a difference. We're also gonna go ahead and mix together our spices. So salt is completely to taste, but I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of salt. Now this is maybe a little bit more, a tablespoon and a teaspoon of salt. Remember, these seasonings are to salt the entire chicken and all of the veggies. We're also gonna do our either Italian seasoning, or I've got some dried parsley. You guys, my all-time favorite herbs are these Simply Organic. I always get my herbs on Vitacost. They are just the best. There's just something about how their containers look. They're just so perfect, and they work really nice like in my spice cabinet. I just love how they look, and anytime I've got a spice that runs out, I use them to replace a different branded spice because I just love how they look. And of course they don't have like every single spice out there, but they're my go-to, and I do get them on Vitacost if you're looking for best prices on any of these herbs. Natural food, I get my coconut milk on there, nutritional yeast. The salt that I use, I really prefer the real salt. If you guys haven't tried that brand, it is awesome. That's why my salt looks a little bit pink, because it's real salt. All right guys, our potatoes are done. I'm gonna go ahead and hit cancel there. We're gonna go ahead and release the steam, and I'm gonna just keep mixing my herbs. So we've got salt, we've got pepper, we've got our either Italian seasoning or parsley. I've also got 3 bay leaves that I'm gonna add in. Let's go ahead and get our potatoes out of the pot. I'm just gonna dump these into a colander and let them hang out while we're making the soup. Perfect potatoes every time. And now we're gonna heat up the Instant Pot again. We're gonna go on saute, and we're gonna take it to the high setting, so to more on saute. And we're gonna add in 6 cups of water and get that going while we're adding everything in and grabbing the chicken. I don't even worry about washing the pot because it's just the potatoes that are gonna be going back in there. So no need to wash it or even rinse it. Just make sure there's no potato stragglers on the bottom or anything. I don't think they would stick, but just in case. Now we're gonna toss in our veggies first. You always wanna do veggies first because once the chicken is in, it won't stack quite as well if you do it last. It'll be kind of overflowing, and really a chicken maxes out the size of the 6-quart pot. I love this pot because it's just the right size. You can do a whole chicken and it doesn't take up too much counter space. So for me, for our family of 6, actually a lot of times I'm cooking for 8, it works perfect for us. I know a lot of you guys asked me, what size pot should I get, and some of the differences. I think the 6-quart size is perfect. We're also gonna press in our garlic. I like to do that straight into the pot just so sometimes you get like a really juicy clove, and I don't want that to all get wasted on my cutting board. I want it to all get infused into this soup. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our chicken, and we are gonna go straight into the pot with it. Now I like to add my seasonings really quick, just straight onto the breast. You also wanna make sure that the water is actually getting into the cavity there, so it's not making kind of like an air pocket, and then the pot would be filled up too much. There we go, and I am doing the breast side up. And then you can push, if you got any of the veggies that kind of came to the top, you can kind of push those into the cavity. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we'll put our lid on, we'll seal it, and we'll set it for our pressure. So we are gonna do cancel on that saute, and then we're gonna pressure cook this for 25 minutes. It's so fast. It's unbelievable how fast this thing can make amazingly tender, delicious food. And because we already had the saute setting going, that water, when I was adding the chicken in, already warm. So it's gonna be so quick to heat up to pressure. You guys, it's gonna be great. Oh, I almost forgot to show you guys. I wanted to show you how well these potatoes turned out and just like how fork tender they are. Let me give you a close up. They are perfect and they're gonna go so easily into the soup. You could salt those ahead of time if you wanted to. I find this soup is salty enough, so I'm not too worried about it. But yep, so that's gonna go, and we have time to clean up. This soup is just so perfect. Everything about it, the meal prep of it, it's all just works out perfectly. All right guys, so our timer just went off and I hit cancel. What you can do, let's say you're running to the grocery store real quick and you just set this, it can totally cook for way longer. The machine will automatically kick over to the keep warm function. But since I want to finish this video for you guys, we're just gonna end it now, or if you're in a rush, you can do that. So we're gonna go ahead and vent our pot, and make sure you're not standing directly over it. Step back and release your steam, and then we're gonna pull the chicken right out of the pot. Depending on how high you had your pot filled up, it can get a little bit frothy. So what I like to usually do for that is just take a towel and toss it over the vent, something where the steam can still get out, but it'll kind of wipe any like residual off of the pot, or just in case you ever have, just as a safety feature, in case you ever have something you cook that's pretty starchy, or if it gets really full, if it starts spitting at all, just toss a little rag over the top and make sure you don't have a messy counter out of it. Now we're just waiting for that pin to fall. Okay, it went ahead and dropped down. So we're just gonna turn. Mine was a really full pot. We did have some splattering. So I'm gonna very, very carefully take out this chicken. You wanna make sure, use tongs. I like to use a little fork just to keep it from going too far forward, and make sure you drain the cavity of the broth before you pick it up, because that would definitely burn you. Then you can go ahead and set that into your pan, and we're gonna shred the whole chicken. But before we do that, we wanna get our potatoes warm. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump these right into our pot. Oh, this smells amazing. Gonna give those a nice little stir. We've also got a couple bay leaves that we can take out at this point as well. There we go, so those are getting nice and hot. And then I just take 2 forks, and we are just gonna shred our chicken. And that can go straight into the pot once you've got it shredded. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this potato chicken soup recipe. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss my new video. Also, if you're looking for more Instant Pot recipes, you can find those up in the cards, and I'll have a few of my favorites in the description. Alright, I will see you all soon.